What's up guys, I'm Caden with Crypto Now or Never and welcome back to another Crypto Barn update. If you enjoy this style of content, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. As always, none of this is financial advice. Let's get into it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want.
Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and hop straight into Crypto Barn, and if you guys have been paying attention at all, this project has had a huge explosion over the last 2 days. It's back above a $1.2 million market cap at the current moment, and it actually had ran to around $1.5 million. And some of you guys might not be familiar with this project, but this is a project that I actually covered about a month and a half ago. And just to be transparent, I had personally posted a buy alert for this project around a $180,000 market cap in my Discord. However, this project was called even earlier in my Discord by one of my community members named Joey at a 10K market cap. So some of my community members are already up over a 100x right now. This project is doing phenomenal. And if you look at the DEX volume right now, it's even very good, 340K. But one of the biggest reasons that I covered this project is because of the narrative. This is a narrative that I think is very unique. So basically their website, Welcome to the Barn, first shown in 1997 on The Simpsons. Crypto Barn hinted at the future. The Simpsons told you first. And if you scroll down, you can see who is Barn. Barn is a community-driven project inspired by a moment from The Simpsons that many believe was ahead of its time. And basically what makes this narrative so unique is that back in 1997, The Simpsons had a crypto barn in one of their episodes. So in my opinion, from a true meme coin standpoint, this is almost the ultimate narrative. I'm not saying there aren't hotter narratives in crypto. Of course there are, and there are more established narratives. But in terms of a standalone project that could actually gain traction, this is the kind of project that could do it. And if you go back and you look at the chart again, you can see that it initially gained a lot of traction and it ran over $1 million market cap. And then it just consolidated for like a month and a half. And a big reason that it initially lost traction is because something happened to the Telegram and the Telegram got deleted. That caused a lot of panic. But the team in the community clearly never stopped grinding, and that's why it's having another nice explosion right now. But if you guys are interested in the narrative, I recommend checking out the website. They also have the YouTube video right here on the website. But it's crazy to think that The Simpsons had something called the Crypto Barn. Now, if we come over to the Barn X account, you can see that they are grinding every single day. They're at 782 followers. And they just posted 2 hours ago, woohoo, Barn is pumping like a cow on a trampoline. Almost hitting that all-time high. And then if you scroll down, you can see a lot of other influencers who are starting to get on board as well. But just to be clear, I also want to point out that I'm not saying that this is a perfect time to buy Barn. Again, this project has exploded from the bottom. If we pull out the measuring tool, you can see that this project has ran up about 585% from the lows. And that has happened in just the last couple days. You guys know me, I would never recommend chasing something like that. But that's also not me saying that it can't go higher in the short term. Who knows where it will actually top out. But if you guys are not already in this project, I do recommend keeping it on your radar. I can't be any more clear about the narrative. The narrative is very unique. Now, it's interesting because with unique narratives, it sometimes can be very hard for them to actually gain traction though. If you have a bunch of derivatives in a hot narrative, then everyone already knows the narrative. But right now, this comes down to how well the team and the community can actually market this narrative. If they can get a lot of people to actually understand it, then this could do very well. Now, I do also just want to point out the crypto market really quick. So you can see that Ethereum is having a decent little pullback over the last 24 hours. It's down 4.3%. However, it's still up 19.5% in the last week. I've been telling you guys for a while now, this is to be expected. If you come over here and you look at the Ethereum chart, you can see that it's been ripping for a very long time. Nothing runs forever. You guys should know that at this point. And if you were looking at the RSI and stochastics, they were getting very overbought. So I've been saying the ideal scenario would be for price action to start flagging out, and it would give the RSI and stochastics a chance to actually reset. And then price action could potentially come down here and get a bounce off of the 21-day moving average or some support level. And while Ethereum was very overbought, if you looked at Bitcoin dominance, it was very oversold. And I said I'm very bullish on this Bitcoin dominance drop. However, there's probably a good chance that we're going to get a bounce. So what I am looking for Bitcoin dominance right now is to see if we can come up here and get rejected off of the 200-day. If we see a 200-day rejection, then that would be very good for altcoins. But in general, the crypto market looks so much better than it did a few months ago. Congratulations to all of you guys who have stayed resilient in this market. But that's about it for the update today. If you guys are interested in getting into projects super early like Crypto Barn around a 10K market cap, then I recommend taking a look at my Discord. We've been making huge gains this entire bull run, and I have an amazing community that is constantly calling out gems. But some of these projects, if you guys had invested $1,000, you could have turned that into over $200,000. So if this is the kind of community that you'd like to be a part of, you can find the link right here on my YouTube homepage. It'd be awesome to see you guys in there. But that's about all. Let me know down in the comments whether or not you guys are bullish on Crypto Barn. If you found this content valuable, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.